each one of you here. Today, if you want to know more about what is treasury management and how it is the backbone of the financial stability and the strategic planning within any organization, this is the series that you must listen to. It ensures the treasury management function ensures that the company can manage its cash flows, the control it can control risks, optimize the capital, and also remain compliant with the financial regulations, all of which are really critical and crucial for the sustainable growth of that organization. And in this session today, because it's a member spotlight session, so every boardroom has a different story, and every story has some amount of resilience, innovation, leadership, challenges that the leaders would have overcome. And these are the blueprints of success of that organization, which are filled with insights that can inspire and guide your own story too. So, whether you are an aspiring board member, an entrepreneur, or a seasoned executive, there is immense value in learning from the journey of others who have walked some similar paths. This member spotlight series is specially curated for you to understand how others have been shaping up their journey and for you to navigate yours by taking cues from them. This series is more than just a recognition for the members, it's a platform for growth, learning, and connection as well. It's a change or it's a chance to see how our diverse community of promoters, founders, independent directors, women leaders, and industry veterans are making their mark in the corporate boardrooms. Today, in this series, I am super happy to welcome Mr. Rajat Prasad, who is our member, a community member, who is an financial expert, a CEO at Prashanti Forex, a certified treasury manager, and industry leader in finance. He's a trainer and consultant at Dun& Bradstreet. With this, Prashantji, welcome to this series of Member Spotlight, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, ma'am. So, I am Rajat Prasad. I am a certified treasury professional, having almost 15 years of experience in managing a bank treasury as well as a corporate treasury. Started my own journey only 5 years back, trying to help SME companies in managing their currency risks and improving their profitability.
Wow. So if you are a person who is looking at the profitability of the company, Rajat Prasad is one person you must get connected to. And with this, I also invite people who are attending this to put their questions in the chat box. And if possible, we will take up your questions as well if you want to know more from Rajat. But yes, Rajat, I will go ahead and ask you about your journey because I'm really excited about this forex management, the financial expertise that you carry with you. And I want to understand about your journey of becoming a CEO of Prashanti Forex. What inspired you to create this entity, and what exactly are you doing under this entity?
So basically, I joined Bank of India as a DRO in 1990. Initially, 4 years I was in general banking. Then
Okay.
I was lucky that I was one of the officers selected to implement the IT solutions in Bank of India.
Mhm.
Almost 7 years I was working as a IT, uh, you can call it troubleshooter, programmer.
Okay.
Again, I was lucky enough to be selected as one of the 12 people to integrate the treasury in Bank of India. So basically, they had treasury at various locations and they wanted a digitized integrated treasury at Bombay. That is
Okay.
how I landed in Bombay,
Mhm.
a big city from a small city like Lucknow. But then I'm stuck up here for almost 23 years. Uh,
So you
treasury
really mean stuck up?
no, now I enjoy it. So initially, it was all manual treasury in Bank of India. Uh, it was integration of various treasuries across the globe. So we were managing the position of global position in Mumbai.
Wow.
During that journey, it was from manual to what you call
The
digitization of treasury.
computerized or the
Because of
digitized
uh,
treasury
because
world.
of my IT background, I was given the responsibility to coordinate with TCS, who were making the software. So I was having subject knowledge as well as I have the IT knowledge. So I was one of the key persons who was involved in making e-treasury software in Bank of India. Not
Wow.
making, but I was guiding them to make that software because they had programming knowledge and I had the subject knowledge.
Correct.
Then one of my clients, they thought that I'm good at setting up treasuries, so they hired me. In fact, their board wanted to have a professional treasury because their size was increasing, and then they thought it recruit someone to set up a treasury. So
Hmm.
I was hired by them to set up from scratch.
Wow.
So right from making a risk management policy to presenting it to board members to changing everything to digitizing that also and running it as a profit center for 11 years.
Amazing. Amazing.
So normally treasuries are cost centers where it is all the companies bear cost. And then I
Okay.
was running a treasury where the treasury was generating money for the company.
So, if you can, for the sake of members, explain a little about how treasury is handled or it is seen in the corporate culture
So
for the members
basically,
who are
what
not aware
happens
about the
in
network.
big companies, they have different teams. One team takes care of loans, one
Mhm.
team takes care of operations. Then comes the role of treasury. Now, treasury means there are two to three things. One is risk management because once you grow beyond a size,
Hmm.
you need to manage your risks, whether it is currency risks, interest rate risks, operational risks. So all type of risks they have to manage professionally. Second
Correct.
thing is the lifeline of a company is funding. So from where to get the cheapest funding, that is
Mhm.
the role of treasury. Third, if you have a surplus money, how to invest it at the how to give the best returns, keeping in mind the liquidity of the company. So some money is free for let us say 3 months, some money is free for 12 months, you need money after 2 months. So all that planning, all that liquidity management, all that how to raise funds at a cheaper rate and how to invest it at a higher returns, how to ensure that your uh, exports are hedged at a proper levels, how to ensure that your imports are hedged at a proper levels, how to ensure that your profitability is not suffered because of the currency movements, interest rate movements, because these things they change. This currency moves once in every 4 seconds.
Okay. Interesting. And how's that?
So the rate changes every 4 seconds. No?
Okay. Fair enough.
So once you grow beyond a size, it becomes so. Even overnight, people, I have seen people companies losing lakhs and crores of rupees only because they were not properly managing.
Okay.
Big companies,
Hmm.
large companies, 8,000, 10,000 crores, not
Oh.
having proper policies, not having proper systems. So they don't understand the importance because the markets they don't move as per your wishes.
I can understand. True. So it becomes even the more, what you say, is
And
riskier, and even the more for a person to be vigilant enough to
yes, yes.
mitigate the risk at the right time.
And after working for almost this much years, what and then luckily the Bombay Stock Exchange, when they were designing their products for currency futures,
Mhm.
I was one of the consultants to them to guide them how to make the products, how should they work. And then when I was talking to end users, I realized that the knowledge is very less. They do not understand that they are losing lot of money by not implementing processes. All big companies, they have in-house treasuries. They have people like me managing it. But
Correct.
all your mid-sized companies, 100 crore, 500 crore, 1000 crore, they don't have teams, they don't have expertise, they don't have systems, they don't have knowledge,
Hmm.
and they are dependent on banks. And the problem with banks are the banks are handling hundreds and thousands of customers, so they cannot give you a guidance as per your company profile.
Correct. So they do not have the time to
They
get
do
deeper
not have
into the
time, they
company.
do not have expertise. So what came to my mind, why not to support such companies who
Hmm.
have got good exposures, don't have an expertise. So what we have created is a treasury outsourcing company.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
we become a partner to that company. So we act as an extended arm to that company. So instead of them managing in-house, we
Hmm.
are having a system, centralized system where we are managing, let us say, 5 companies, 10 companies. So instead of having a centralized treasury in your office, we act as an outsourcing agency which takes care end to end.
So the way today we see virtual CFOs, virtual
So,
HR
yes,
management services,
exactly. So
so
it
it
is
is similar.
it's a virtual treasury.
Perfect. Virtual treasury. Perfect. So, because you also mentioned something about the global expansion and the cross border operations that a lot of companies need to do. So, I would want to know more about that aspect if you can define or, give us a brief about the companies operating across multiple countries. The treasury management is really difficult to handle because of the change in the foreign exchange exposure, I mean, foreign exchanges, then managing those cross border payments, navigating through the regulatory environments of different countries. So, how are these things taken care?
So basically, you have to be updated with the latest rules and regulations of all the nations. Like recently, Reserve Bank has put some restrictions on use of uh, exchange traded currency derivatives for exporters and importers.
Okay.
Some days ago, there were some restrictions put on remittances and inward remittances and outward remittances in India. Then there are some countries who have got some specific what you call protocols to be followed, some processes to be followed if you have to deal with them.
Hmm.
So and they keep changing according to the changing. Now, if you remember recently
Exactly.
that Russia-Ukraine war,
Exactly.
overnight that Russian banks were banned.
Hmm.
Bangladesh, recent, so
Correct.
banks in Bangladesh, nobody is ready to take exposure. Now, suppose I am importing from Russia, I
Hmm.
cannot send money to Russia.
Correct. Correct.
Bangladesh, I am exporting. All of a sudden, my money is stuck there.
Hmm.
Sri Lanka, that happened some days ago. Now, during this tenure, the government takes action, but it takes action after some time. Let us say
Hmm.
after 6 months. So, whatever money is stuck for that 6 months, now who is doing that? Which bank is allowed to trade in Russian ruble?
Hmm.
What is the route to bring money from Bangladesh? So,
So
all
you
this
must be aware about all those things
you have to be.
which directly matter to your business, I would say.
So it is not possible for MSMEs to be aware about all these things because they are involved in so many things. They are
Exactly.
involved in taxation. They are involved in fundraising. They are involved in so many things, day-to-day activities, even sales. So their operational, day-to-day operational, they are so busy that they don't get time to even understand, read, or know, or to implement anything like this.
Correct.
So I'll give you one example. One of my steel exporters, steel pipe exporter. he started borrowing dollars because somebody told him that dollar is much cheaper to cost for his bank, for his company.
Hmm.
It started around 3 4 years ago. At
Okay.
that point of time, dollar rate was zero, almost zero, the interest rate.
Okay.
Slowly, it started increasing. It increased to 4 to 5%.
Hmm.
Now, he was not able to understand why my cost of finance has gone up substantially during last 3 to 4 years,
Hmm.
because he was not aware that his interest rate is linked to a rate which is not governed by him. It is governed by US.
Correct.
So, and then somebody recommended him to me that you go and consult him. I studied. So basically, we don't have ready-made products. We
Correct.
must understand the problems, and then
It
we
is
can just.
customized to the need of the
Yes,
consumer or the
yes,
end
yes,
person who wants your
yes, yes.
services. I can totally agree and understand.
So it
And
is.
more so, especially when you are as a certified treasury manager. So, what are these strategies that you have to kind of, prioritize so that you ensure that all these, treasury management transactions that you perform are effective enough? They are the best advice that you give to your clients. So, what are those
So,
strategies that you have to
first
follow?
of all, we don't advise. We manage.
Perfect.
So it is. So what happens in advisory? I advise them, and they don't implement.
Okay.
So we say that you give control to us.
Hmm.
We'll ensure that your profitability is increased by X percentage.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
that is how means advising is very easy. I can
Correct.
advise you that you buy a XYZ at PQR rate, and if you don't implement that, my advice has gone waste.
Correct.
And then I'm not responsible if you are not acting. So here I am taking the responsibility of your company to
Hmm.
ensure that everything is in order.
Correct.
And first thing is ensure that whatever you are exporting,
Hmm.
whatever rates you are taking, so it starts from what rate to quote to my customer.
Right.
So because the rate changes every 4 seconds, so you cannot just keep a random rate.
Hmm.
So there has to be some logic, some formula, some structure to which is consistent across the years. It's not. It doesn't change every day. And
Correct.
what we observe that many companies they don't have such structures, such formulas.
True.
After that, then we ensure that whatever costing we have taken in account, that is protected against the currency movement. So there are two ways: either you take risk or you don't take risk. So if you are
Correct.
taking risk, then you have to take calculated risk. मेरा
Correct.
100 rupees का export है, I should not leave 100 rupees to the mercy of the market.
True.
So there it comes, our expertise comes to play, that we ensure that okay, if not 100%, let's book 30% minimum.
Correct.
If things go in my favor, let's book 20% more. If they are not going in my favor, so what we have seen, people don't lose by taking action. People lose money by not taking action.
Interesting.
तो अभी क्या हो गया, इंपोर्ट किया, 83 चल रहा था, ओके ठीक है, लेट्स लीव इट, इट विल कम डाउन. It
Hmm.
goes to 83.20, we will wait more. 83.40, no 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 no, we will definitely wait more. And in this process, that losses which are, let us say, 5 lakhs today, they keep on increasing, and they increase to such a level that it wipes off your yearly profits.
Correct. Correct.
We have.
This almost happens in the scripts that we take for the for the tradings as well. If you are a
Yes,
short-term trader,
yes, yes.
this is a very normal thing that happens to a lot of people
Yes.
today.
And see, if you read that guidance clause, then 9 people out of 10 lose money in trading.
Correct.
Those 9 people lose money because they don't have discipline.
Hmm.
And that same thing happens with export import companies. Once you grow beyond a size, say 100 CR, 150 CR, if the market is stable, it's okay. You
Hmm.
can afford to lose little bit. But again, why? So if you can make some money out of that also, that is
True.
my point.
Why not? Why not? Of course. But there you need expert guidance like yours where people can actually
So
mitigate that risk.
so we run on two systems. One where we have set up treasury for 1 year, 1.5 year. We have trained their staff
Hmm.
and we have handed it over to them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that we have also done. That we have gone there, we have understood their problems, we have uh, changed their systems, changed their processes, trained their staff, and then handed over to them. That now this system is perfect. You keep on running,
Oh,
and then
that's good.
it's up to them whether they want to consult us on a yearly basis. Because what happens, this whatever risk management systems you design, it is subject to change because these policies, this what you call global environment,
Hmm.
it changes from after every 3 months, 6 months. Now, COVID,
Correct.
nobody thought that everything will come to standstill.
True. True.
Your this Red Sea problems. Nobody thought that the logistic which was taking 30 days will now take 70 days.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Now, all these problems, when they come, you have to have some solution
True. True.
or not. And once you hire an expert, whether it is me or anyone, we know that who, so we are keeping ourselves, what you call, our knowledge, we are brushing up our knowledge that what are the other people doing.
Hmm.
So because my job is 100, I am dedicating my full time for this work only.
Correct.
So I am watching currencies, I am watching markets, I am watching interest rates, I am reading newspaper, I am reading reports, I am preparing reports. So uh, I am more aware than a normal person who is involved in other things. So what I do is
Exactly.
that you manage your business. Let
Correct.
professionals manage it. Like, why do you hire a chartered accountant? Why don't
True.
you prepare your balance sheet yourself?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So
I understand.
for currency risk, why are you uh, not hiring a professional? And the best part is that we do not charge a monthly fees. What we say, we will partner you, become a partner, make an impact. So let us say yours is 100 CR company, and we increase your profitability by 1%. That
Hmm.
is 1 crore. So my fees will be linked to that profit.
Correct, correct. And this brings curiosity in me to understand more. What is the time that you invest on learning, upskilling, going through a lot of these reports, so on and so forth?
Morning, I think 3 hours I spend on reading, making my reports,
Okay.
so I don't know whether you have seen my morning reports and my morning technical analysis. My morning,
I've seen once or twice, but I didn't knew you prepare it on a daily basis. So
I,
definitely now I will look
I
forward for
prepare
it
my
on a
reports.
daily basis.
So till some time back, I was myself preparing it. Now what I am doing, I am taking interns. I am taking people. I am training them, and then my reports are now being prepared by my interns.
Perfect. The best way to do it. I
So
understand.
they learn also, and then they apply it also, and then they obviously I oversee, but yes,
I totally understand. And I wanted to understand more, as in how is it that uh, if you can describe, a particularly successful fundraising strategy that you would have implemented and the factors that have contributed to its success. So some of your success stories,
so
basically,
I
so
told
that,
you that
we understand.
one of my this digital gold company. uh, that they the problem was their sale was 500 rupees,
Mm-hmm.
1000 rupees,
Mm-hmm.
2000 rupees. So a single ticket size was that small because they were helping what you call small shopkeepers, small business owners to save gold digitally.
Hmm.
And in this process, they were selling almost 3 to 4 kg of gold in a day.
Oh,
But the problem was when they were going to buy,
okay.
they were buying in lots of 1 kg.
Okay.
So they were buying 3 times a day.
Hmm.
They can buy only 3 times a day, 3 kgs. Now the
Correct.
problem was in morning the rate is 76,000. After 15 minutes it is 76,400. After you see, you know now how the gold behaves.
Exactly.
So, and they were losing money like anything.
Oh.
Sometimes they were making money, sometimes they were losing money. It all depended on how the gold. So, if the prices are going up, so in morning, suppose they fix their price at 76,200, and suddenly by the time 1 kg gold is sold, the
Hmm.
price has gone up by let us say 2,000 rupees.
Oh.
The entire profit of that 1 kg gold was going in down the in the price movement.
Fluctuation. Yeah.
Price fluctuation,
Correct.
and sometimes they were making money. So, but it was not there was no way they could control it.
So you never know how the markets will behave, and it is always at the end that you realize that you
Yes,
would have made so much of loss or
uh,
so much of profit,
correct.
possibly.
If you are not managing it efficiently,
Correct, exactly.
once
And
that
then you only come at the end to know about those things, and you cannot
yes,
do anything at that
yes,
time,
yes,
possibly.
and that happens with all MSMEs.
Okay.
Because they prepare a balance sheet almost yearly.
Hmm. Correct.
Very few are now changing it to monthly, but still their balance sheets are prepared annually. Can you believe that there was a company now that has been taken over by somebody else? They were having 6 CR of FX losses every year for 8 years,
Oh my God, that's a
and
huge number.
and only because of that they were not profitable and they were taken over by somebody.
Okay.
Only because of FX losses.
That's a huge number too, but to bear losses for. But then I'm sure they would have that kind of business that could sustain them for that long.
नहीं वो मतलब they sustain नहीं कर पाए ना 8 year के बाद they got sold off.
Correct, correct, correct. But
So
then still managing through that kind of period of 6 years or 8 years is a
so basically when you say so that digital gold company then they approached me कि what to do. So I
Hmm,
understood their problems, what is happening, what is the every hour how much money is coming, and so I understood that there has to be in their system has to be changed. That suppose today the rate which they are flashing on the screen, it should not be constant.
correct.
It should there should be a change every hour, if not every minute.
Hmm,
That they should change their rates every hour.
correct.
Or if the rate goes beyond some limits, let us say 1% movement or 500 rupees movement or whatever.
Hmm,
So we decided, we understood, we brainstormed कि कितना मार्जिन रखते हैं, उसमें से कितना हम प्लस या माइनस हम बियर कर सकते हैं. सो वी डिसाइडेड सम लेवल्स कि चलो भाई 1% और 500 rupees और this whichever is higher करके कुछ we designed some strategies and उनके सिस्टम वाले को बोला कि the moment ये है कि ये चेंज हो जाता है तो देयर शुड बी अ फ्लैश इन द सिस्टम
correct.
कि भाई ये इट हैज गॉन इन माय फेवर और इट हैज गॉन अगेंस्ट मी and
Hmm,
immediately the team which was buying gold they were taking action in the market कि भले ही
Correct.
मेरा 1 किलो सेल नहीं हुआ है लेकिन आई हैव बॉट.
Exactly.
So
Wonderful. Wonderful.
by
So,
this
Rajat,
this by
yeah.
this their profitability increased by almost 6%.
Amazing. Ashok Prabhu has also commented that you seem to be an expertise in the forex management, and people can connect you. And it was great to hear you, Rajat. My last question to you: you've been a continuous learner. You have to upskill yourself every day. As you mentioned, you do your technical analysis for 3 hours a day. You have also been a very participative member of the community of Mentor My Board. So, few thoughts on Mentor My Board and also the ideal program which you were a part of. So, would love to hear from you. How has that
Basically,
program benefited you as a person?
I went to one client, and although he didn't give me what you call business, because he thought that he doesn't need the kind of expertise, or he's not, his size is not big enough for uh, me to manage. But
Hmm.
then he said that why don't you become an independent director in some company? So that idea clicked my mind. Ki when he's saying like that, that means there are a lot of companies where there is lack of knowledge. There is
True.
nobody to guide them. And all my reports today, I'm giving all reports free of charge. My videos I'm posting on YouTube. My ideas I'm giving free on YouTube, because what I feel that there's a lot of lack of knowledge among people to that they should be aware of this risks management.
True. So,
And then
you're trying to create that awareness in the
yes,
people about risk management,
yes,
risk mitigation, is
risk
what I
mitigation. So
understand. And
whether
that
they
is
hire me or hire somebody, but they should be aware कि नहीं भाई ये this is also important. We should not uh, overlook this risk. And अभी क्या पहले क्या होता था, the markets were very stable. There was not much fluctuations. But
true.
these days, with international events happening every day or now, the markets are very volatile. And in a day, overnight, you may lose lakhs and crores of rupees because you are not properly managed.
True.
So, with that idea, I joined Mentor My Board Ideal program to understand how to become an independent director, why to become independent director, and then I learned that forex risk management is only one part of a company. So what happens is you think now that this is the most important,
Correct.
and when and when you join the program, you know that oh my god, they have to look at ESG, they have to look at legal, they have to look at operations, they have to look at uh, XYZ, they have to
The
manage
human management or
finances,
the
they have
human
to manage
resource.
HR, they have to. Then I realized कि हमको लगता था कि हमारा ही काम सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, ये तो मतलब they're juggling around lot of things.
True.
And now I see lot of CFO consultancies, lot of HR outsourcing agencies, lot
True.
of means people are now taking services of such agencies, such professionals, because they have realized that they cannot do everything,
Exactly.
and it is a good sign.
Right. It's a good sign because then you can focus on what you are an expert
Yes.
on, and
So
then you can delegate or you can kind of outsource it to an expert who will handle,
suppose you
certain
ask
things.
me that, okay, Mr. Rajat, tell me something about steel exports. I will say I don't know anything. So I'm not an expert in production. I'm not an expert in other things. I'm not an expert in many areas. Likewise, these MSME, SME companies, they may be expert in their core business.
Exactly.
And this Mentor My Board program of this independent director opened my eyes. They taught me a lot of things about other areas of business. which I was not aware of because I was only concentrated on risk management and all that. And then after attending this program, I realized instead of becoming an independent director for one company, why not to join some create some advisory uh, company or advisory board or something like that. So I don't know how it will work. It is for you to understand from the your companies whether if you form some board of like that, okay, one HR expert, one
And
CS.
I'm sure, yes, I'm sure Minter My Board will be able to help the companies or
You're
the
already
SMEs
helping.
and
So you're
SMEs
already
in doing
helping
it.
them to create a boardroom. But
Correct.
and then they need advisory boards also. I think you are also helping them to create advisory boards for those companies.
Yes, exactly. Not even creating, I would say curating it for them because, again, it is as specialized as the requirement of the customer or the requirement of the end company that is wanting it.
There,
Definitely.
whenever you feel that somebody curated company needs a risk management advisory, I am there to help you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for opening up this wide arena for all the SMEs and MSMEs. And we will definitely reach out to you, Rajat. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. We
And
simply enjoyed
anybody
it.
who wants to become into an advisory role or want to become an independent director, I think Mentor My Board is the place to go because your courses are so exhaustive that they have taught me lot new things which I would not have learned otherwise.
Thank you so much, Rajat. That means a lot to us. And with this, we end our conversation here. But yes, definitely referring you or maybe, positioning you is what we do as a subject matter
Yeah.
expert. And connecting you to the right SMEs would be what we will look forward to.
Okay. Thank you.